Bleeding purple and gold. From the heart of Los Angeles, this is the LakersNation.com podcast with your host, Trevor Lane.
Welcome to today's show. As always, we are powered by CLNS Media and LakersNation.com, your one-stop shop for all things Lakers. The Lakers just picked up a huge win over the Cleveland Cavaliers. It was a blowout. So we've got a ton of great things to talk about a million storylines going on in this game, from Isaiah Thomas's revenge game to Julius Randle blowing up to wooing LeBron and all sorts of other things. We've got a ton to break down. Before we jump into it, don't forget, guys, go onto iTunes, make sure you rate, review, and subscribe to this show. We'd certainly appreciate it. Today, I've got Hannah Kulik of LakersNation.com with me to talk all about this huge Lakers win. Hannah, I did notice that you ate your lucky pasta tonight, so do we owe you credit for this one?
Oh my goodness, Trevor, I am not joking. The Lakers have never lost since I've eaten this pasta. I don't know what is going on. And I felt so bad because on Friday night, I couldn't do it. I had already had it like 4 times this week, and I just couldn't do it, and I didn't eat it, and they lost. And I'm like, all right, I'm not taking any chances tonight. Double portion of the pasta, and it came through. So I don't know what is going on, but I'm just going to keep eating it until they lose.
So we're going to give you credit for tonight's win, but we're also going to blame the previous loss on you then, right?
Yes, I accept full responsibility for the loss.
So what did you make of this Cavs game? I mean, we've got a ton to get into here, but I mean, what a performance by the Lakers here.
Unbelievable performance, and I'm sure you're extremely excited about your main man, Julius Randle.
Randle Island.
He just looked insane tonight. But, it was an interesting game. The first half, the Lakers always kind of had the lead, and they were playing fine, but it wasn't anything too great. And I was actually getting a little concerned because I looked up and I realized that we were only a few points ahead, and it just seems like we should have been way ahead. So I was a little nervous, but come the second half, and especially that third quarter, we just went on this nice little run, and we really pulled it together. And Julius Randle went off, Isaiah went off. I mean, it was a really exciting game, and I think the Lakers had 30 assists as a team. So that was unbelievable. We had a lot of really good performances from, Kuzma had 14 points, Julius Randle, obviously huge night with his new career high, 36 points, but Lopez also had 22, KCP had 20, Isaiah Thomas had 20. So it was a really nice, just overall team win.
We're going to take a quick break because I need to talk about Stamps.com. These days, you can get practically everything on demand, like our podcast. You can listen to it whenever you want, whenever it's convenient for you. But did you know you can even get postage on demand? All you need is Stamps.com. With Stamps.com, you can access all the services of the post office right from your desk. Buy and print real U.S. postage for any letter or any package, all available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All you have to do is click, print, mail, and you're done. Stamps.com will even send you a digital scale so you can weigh your letters and packages and print the exact amount of postage every time. Stamps.com has been invaluable for us here at Lakers Nation because we send out lots of prizes and things like that to fans, so we've been using them quite a bit. Definitely check them out. They are very, very worth it. And right now, because they've partnered with us, you can even get this special offer. All you have to do is use the promo code NATION, and you get a 4-week trial that includes postage and a digital scale. All you have to do is go to Stamps.com, click on the radio microphone at the top of the homepage. Do that before you do anything else. Click on that radio microphone at the top of the homepage. Type in the word NATION, like Lakers Nation. Type in NATION, and you will get that 4-week trial. Again, that's Stamps.com. Enter that promo code NATION. Yeah, you were getting nervous during the game, and I kind of was too. The Lakers were playing really well throughout, but when we got into the third quarter, I was kind of waiting. I was thinking, okay, here it comes. LeBron's going to kick it in at some point, and then he's going to take over. They're going to get a few scores in a row, especially when the Cavs eventually tied it. They tied the game at one point. I think it was tied at 72. And so I thought, okay, here it comes. LeBron's going to turn it on. He's going to turn it on. It's going to happen, and the Lakers are going to be in trouble here. And it just never did. It was like he had a nice game, but it kind of felt like LeBron coasted through this one a little bit. I mean, look, he scored 24 points, had 10 boards, 7 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. I mean, that's a testament to just how good he is, that he's able to kind of coast through a game or look like he's not playing all that hard, and he still puts up a stat line like that. But this certainly wasn't like playoff LeBron or anything. The Cavs just didn't look all that locked in. I mean, I saw right before the game started, Larry Nance Jr., who we love, he was yawning before the game. I don't know if this is like LA nightlife or something coming back for revenge or what, but it didn't feel like the Cavs were on the same page tonight.
Yeah, no, I agree. It really didn't look like the Cavs were, fully in it. And I'm not going to complain because I wanted the win. But, the Lakers, they came in and they got the win, and that's all that matters. And we had not beat the Cavs since I think it was February of 2014. So this was a very nice win for me. I always love beating LeBron and the Cavs.
Wow, has it really been that long? So that is a huge win for the Lakers. Of course, it wasn't that long ago that Larry Nance Jr. and Jordan Clarkson, who both played for the Cavs tonight, were in Lakers colors. Was it weird for you seeing those guys play against the Lakers, especially Jordan Clarkson? I mean, that was your guy.
Yeah, it was definitely a little strange. And, I know I watched an interview with Julius Randle before, and you could tell he was kind of trying to downplay it, but you could definitely see the emotion in his eyes. It was very hard, I'm sure, coming back and playing against, Clarkson and Nance. But at the end of the day, you just kind of have to accept it. It was definitely a little strange, but, those guys didn't have super great nights. Jordan in particular did not have a very good night, so that definitely makes it a little easier for me to swallow. If he would have come back and had a career night, I don't know if I would be feeling that way, but it was definitely a little strange. But at the end of the day, I just want the Lakers to win, and that's all I care about.
Sure. And I think the Lakers were able to exploit Nance a little bit, having him try to defend Brook Lopez. He's just not really big enough to do that. The Cavs are running him as their center because he's really good at finishing those lobs when other teams really dive onto LeBron, and with Tristan Thompson hurt right now too. So Nance has been running the center spot. I don't know if that's going to be his spot long term. Kevin Love is out right now, plus Tristan Thompson, so he's kind of doing it by default. But he didn't play that bad. He had 8 boards. He had 16 points. He shot quite a bit more than he did when he was with the Lakers, that's for sure. But still, I think the Lakers were able to read that the Cavs just didn't have that much size in there, and they took advantage of it. I mean, this was a game where the Lakers brought the ball into the paint time after time. Brook Lopez had his way down low. I thought he had a really nice game. And, I mean, overall, this was just a nice performance from the Lakers. And I'll tell you the other guy that I think really stood out in this game, and it makes sense that this was the game that he was going to go off, Isaiah Thomas. 20 points, 9 assists, 5 boards, 4 of 4 from the line, knocked in a couple of threes, 7 of 16 shooting. He did have 5 turnovers. The turnovers are starting to worry me a little bit, but overall, this was a good performance from Isaiah Thomas. When the Lakers needed a boost in the fourth quarter, he was the one who really stepped up and started knocking down shots. There were a few plays where he looked like Boston Celtics Isaiah Thomas, which is huge for him and huge for the Lakers. So hopefully this is a good sign moving forward. What was your take on what you saw out of IT tonight, Hannah?
Oh, I knew Isaiah was going to come out firing, and he's the kind of guy, he always just plays with a little bit of a chip on his shoulder, and I knew tonight was going to be especially one of those games. So I was really happy for him that he was able to have a good game, and there were a few plays where him and Julius Randle were just connecting, and it was just unbelievable. I mean, I saw him throw, 2 really nice passes. I think there were 2 plays in a row, right, to Randle. He was able to get the dunk. I mean, Isaiah was just completely in control, and he's kind of always one of those players where he's going to shoot the ball and kind of be a little bit, a ball hog, not to, put any labels on him. But tonight was one of those nights where I was very happy he was a little bit of a ball hog because he was on fire tonight. And I knew once he had his little stretch, I think it was like late in the third, I knew he wasn't going to be passing too much. So he was really on fire tonight, and I knew he was going to be excited to play this game. So he was able to come out and have a good one against his former team. Yeah,
I thought that it was the Isaiah Thomas and Julius Randle pick and roll that a few times worked really well. And after the game on ESPN, Randle said that he loves playing with IT. He called him a bulldog and said he just loves playing with him. And it was clear they had some chemistry out there. I do think Thomas gets in trouble sometimes where he gets in the air and tries to throw a pass and winds up committing a turnover. And it's usually a live ball turnover with him. And that's a problem because then you have other teams running out in transition. But still, overall, I thought this was Isaiah Thomas's best performance as a Laker. And that's something. This guy's going to be a free agent in a few months. And it remains to be seen whether or not the Lakers are going to bring him back. So certainly a nice performance from him. Revenge game for him to get back at the team that traded him away after just 15 games. And then he puts on a performance like this and helps his new team beat his former team. So kind of nice. Lakers fans were cheering for LeBron quite a bit. I saw some LeBron jerseys in the crowd. I saw one guy that had a Lakers 23 jersey on and created a LeBron Lakers jersey of his own. What do you think about the whole recruitment of LeBron James? I mean, we're seeing billboards go up in Los Angeles already, and it feels like we're gearing up for July, even though we're nowhere near that just yet.
Oh, man, I don't even think it's that realistic that LeBron James comes to the Lakers. And I was watching the pre-Lakers show, the pregame show tonight, and they were even both talking about it. They just don't think that he's going to really idealistically come to the Lakers. If he does, I will, open him with, semi-open arms. But I think the fans are just pretty desperate. They just really want a superstar right now. And I think with all the little rumblings of LeBron James possibly coming to the Lakers, I think they're just maybe jumping the boat a little bit. I don't want to get anyone too excited just because I just don't really see it happening. It's a possibility. I guess nothing's ever not, on the table, but I just don't really see it happening.
So why do you think it doesn't happen?
I just don't understand why he wouldn't want to go to a team maybe like Houston where he would just go right in. They could win a championship. I just don't really see him coming to this team, especially because I just don't – if we go out and get LeBron James, I just don't – it's just something about it. I just don't really see it happening. I mean, I just think that he's not going to come to the Lakers unless we are able to get another superstar, unless we're able to get a Paul George or we're able to get, Kawhi Leonard or somehow we're able to get someone. I just don't know if that's possible as well, especially because I don't want to get rid of Julius Randle, which I'm sure this will come up later in this podcast. I don't want to get rid of Julius Randle, and I don't know if LeBron James is going to think that the Lakers have enough right now with this current roster to come.
Well, that's an interesting point about Julius Randle. I actually tweeted something out about that earlier this evening when I said something to the effect of the Lakers are essentially in a position now where they're going to have a tough time selling free agents, or a more difficult time selling free agents, I should say, if Julius Randle is not on the team. Because if you're LeBron James and you just played that game and you're going, wow, okay, this Lakers team just kicked our butts, maybe I need to give them a longer look. But Julius Randle was the best player. So if you're LeBron and you think, okay, I can go to the Lakers, but if I get myself and Paul George, then Julius Randle isn't there. That takes away a lot of the shine from the Lakers. So it's going to be an interesting situation with him, with Randle. If you're looking at this team, if you're Paul George, if you're LeBron James, you want to come here and play with Julius Randle. You don't want Julius Randle to be sacrificed in order for you to get there, because then it means your team's not quite as good. Julius Randle has been the best player on the team, arguably, for the season. He certainly was the best player on the floor tonight, and I'm including LeBron. I think Julius Randle was a better player tonight than LeBron. He's not a better player overall. I would not say that, but in this one game, Julius Randle was amazing. And so if you're looking at it from the point of view of a superstar free agent, he's a guy that you really want to play with. So that's going to be a tough choice for LeBron. And you're right to mention Houston. They have some cap issues. It's going to be really, really, really difficult for them to clear the space and bring in LeBron and still have Chris Paul and James Harden and keep the cap hold for Clint Capella, and then try to fill out a roster around that with essentially $0 left, and Chris Paul would have to take a huge pay cut. So making the numbers work on that will be really, really tough. But you look at a team like the Philadelphia 76ers, maybe they appeal to LeBron. Maybe he stays in Cleveland. Maybe he decides he doesn't want to go. I think, though, that while it's still unlikely, I agree with you there, Hannah, that LeBron comes to Los Angeles, I think after tonight, it's got to be a little bit more likely, right?
I guess after tonight, it definitely has. One thing that I was a little bit concerned about tonight, and I did want to mention, was just that Lonzo did not have a very good performance tonight, which I was really hoping he was going to be able to have a good game, because I think that was important, especially when you are trying to recruit a player like LeBron James. I think Lonzo has to be at his best, and he wasn't tonight. But, definitely seeing the Lakers give the Cavs a little bit of a smackdown might make LeBron James second guess it and think it. You never know. I don't know necessarily if he's even the player that we want, but you just never know. It's going to be very, very interesting, to say the least.
Hey, get Magic Johnson in a room with him, and you never know what could happen. Now,
That's true.
One other storyline that we have to talk about here before we get to our fan questions is that the Lakers, because of the trade they made with the Cavaliers at the trade deadline, remember they traded Larry Nance Jr. and Jordan Clarkson to the Cavaliers in exchange for Isaiah Thomas, Channing Frye, and the Cavs' first-round pick, and I believe, I want to say it's top 3 protected, which isn't going to even matter, obviously. So that Cavs pick, obviously we were thinking that was going to be, the 28th pick, 27th pick, something like that, which wouldn't be terrible. I mean, the Lakers found Kyle Kuzma with the 27th pick last season. But as of right now, that pick would actually be 23rd because the Cavs just lost tonight's game. They have actually dropped down that low. And here's the exciting part for Lakers fans. There are 6 teams bunched up with the Cavs, one slot above the Cavs. The Cavs have 28 losses right now. There are 6 teams bunched up with 29 losses, which means if the Cavs go on any kind of prolonged losing streak, it wouldn't be out of the question for that Cavs pick to slip to, say, 16th or 17th in the draft, which would be phenomenal for the Lakers, for the value of that pick, for everything. I don't know that for sure that it's going to happen. The Cavs, I think, have a pretty easy schedule down the stretch. They have a couple of games against Phoenix. They have a game against Brooklyn. They play a game against Chicago. They finish off their season with 2 games against the Knicks. They do have a few tough ones in there against like Toronto and Washington and teams like that. But overall, their schedule isn't super scary down the stretch. So I wouldn't hold my breath and assume that it's going to fall that far. But you never know. I mean, hey, if the Lakers end up with a pick in the teens in this trade, I mean, it just goes from being a home run to being like, a grand slam here or something. I don't know what to call it here, Hannah, but I mean, this could be a huge development if the Cavs do go on any kind of a slide right now.
Oh, yeah, and it's interesting that you bring that up because I wasn't really paying attention to that pick just because, I was kind of assuming it was going to be one of the, 27, 28, which is still good. Like you mentioned, we were able to get Kyle Kuzma and I think Larry Nance at 27 as well. So it was still going to be a good pick. But, if the Cavs keep losing, like you mentioned, it could really slide down and we could really end up the real winner in this trade. That would be pretty cool if we're able to get the 16th pick, something like that. That would be awesome.
Oh, yeah. That would be a huge win for the Lakers, even if they decide they're going to trade the pick, if they're going to use it to try to move a contract or something like, I don't know, maybe move Luol Deng if they're going to try to convince a team to take him, which would then free up some cap space to perhaps hang on to Julius Randle. I don't know, just spitballing here, but that could be a factor. If the Cavs do keep losing, that pick becomes more valuable, and then maybe you have a little more incentive to get somebody to take on Luol Deng. We'll see, but definitely something for fans to keep an eye on. We're going to take a quick break so we can talk about forhims.com. Now, 66% of men start losing their hair by age 35, which I just turned 36, so this is a little scary for me. The thing is, when you start actually noticing hair loss, it's already too late. It's way easier to keep the hair that you have than replace the hair that you've lost. So if your hairline is slowly starting to move backwards, you're starting to see some bald spots, you have to start thinking, is this something that I want to wait for a bald spot to pop up, or do you want to just do something about it first? Do you want to look in the mirror and see your hairline starting to recede, or do you want to stop it before it happens? And the way you can do that is by not turning to a weird solution. Instead, you can turn to actual medicine and science by going to forhims.com, which is a one-stop shop for hair loss, skincare, sexual wellness, all for men. Thanks to science, baldness can now be optional. Hims connects you with real doctors and medical-grade solutions to treat hair loss. They have well-known generic equivalents to name-brand prescriptions to help you keep your hair, and this helps to control costs. No snake oil pills or gas station counter supplements. Prescription solutions backed by science. No waiting room, no awkward doctor's visits. Save hours by going to forhims.com. It's super easy. You just answer a few quick questions. A doctor reviews them and prescribes you, and products are shipped directly to your door. My grandfather started losing his hair when he was in his 20s, and he complained about it his entire life. I can only imagine if he had 4 Hims when he was younger. So order now, guys. My listeners get a trial month of Hims for just $5 today, right now, while supplies last. Go to their website for full details. That would cost you hundreds if you went to the doctor or a pharmacy. All you have to do is go to forhims.com/Lakers. That's forhims.com/Lakers. forhims.com/Lakers. Well, let's get to some fan questions here. We've been doing this recently. We've been putting it out on Twitter, asking people to write in with some questions for us to answer. We've been giving them shout outs, and it's been a lot of fun here. So hopefully we continue to do this. Hannah, you want to start us off tonight with the top one?
Yeah, I would love to. Okay, so the first one is from @TeddyDario, and he asked, why isn't Ingram playing yet? They said he'd be out for just a week at most. And then when will Fry and Hart start playing? Trevor, do you want to take this?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I've got the simple answer on this. ESPN announced this earlier tonight, and I tweeted it out there for everybody. So if you guys were following me, you saw this. But the word on Brandon Ingram is that he is out for Tuesday's game and Wednesday's game. So at least 2 more games, and then he's going to be reevaluated on Thursday. So a minimum of 2 more games missed for Brandon Ingram. I know it did. At first, it sounded like he was only going to be out a week, but the Lakers are just being cautious with him. And it makes sense for them to be cautious. You don't want to take a 20-year-old and have him develop a long-term injury problem because you made him come back too early in a season where you're not pushing for anything. You're not pushing to win to get into the playoffs or anything like that. So no reason to rush Brandon Ingram back. Let him heal up 100% and then come back when he's ready. As far as Channing Frye and Josh Hart, Frye did have, I believe it was appendix surgery, emergency appendix surgery. No word yet that I've seen on exactly when he's coming back. And Josh Hart, guys, I hate to say this, but I wouldn't be surprised if Josh Hart's season is over. Just because the typical timeline to heal from an injury like his, the broken finger, would give him probably about a week, maybe 2 weeks left in the season when he finally comes back. So it wouldn't surprise me if the Lakers just said, you know what, just shut it down for the season and we'll come back next year, which would be disappointing because he was playing so well. But yeah, that's the word. That's where we're at right now on those guys. Hopefully we will see Brandon Ingram back. I don't know about Channing Frye, Josh Hart. I question whether or not we'll see him back this season. Anyway, I think that's about everything we need to cover on that one. I'll jump over to the next question here. This is @BigBabyJonathan. I wonder if he's related to Big Baby Davis at all. What players are the Lakers going to target if they can't get any superstars in, I'm assuming he meant free agency here?
This is an interesting question. We kind of touched on it, I think, in the podcast last week. But if the Lakers aren't able to get any superstars this summer, then I think they're just going to try to do what they've kind of been doing the last few years. And they're just going to try to sign these guys on big 1-year contracts and then hopefully next summer be able to get someone. Yeah,
definitely. I pulled up the list of free agents, of the top free agents for this summer. And there's a lot of restricted guys. There's Clinton Capella is restricted. Aaron Gordon is restricted. Jabari Parker's restricted. And then you've got most of the guys that are unrestricted are guys the Lakers can already have, the top guys. So we're talking about Isaiah Thomas, Brook Lopez, Julius Randle's restricted, but he's already a Laker. Tyreke Evans, I don't know that he's really a great fit for the Lakers. A good player, but I don't know that he's the right fit. Derek Favors doesn't make a whole lot of sense if you're bringing back Julius Randle, unless you want to just make him a center, and I don't know if they want to do that. It's pretty thin. There isn't a whole lot out there. Will Barton, I like a lot from the Denver Nuggets, but he's going to be looking for a long-term deal. And Hannah, like you said, they're probably looking to sign 1-year contracts. So it is thin. If they don't land one of these top guys, I would have to imagine, they probably go after some cheaper options and guys who will take 1-year deals. You got to think that that's probably the plan, because you don't want to lock up, say, a Will Barton on a 4-year deal and have that be the contract that prevents you from getting, say, like Kawhi Leonard or Jimmy Butler in 2019. I don't think Magic or Rob Pelinka will make a move like that. We certainly saw how bad of a decision that was with Luol Deng already, and of course Timofey Mozgov, and how much that hurt the team. So Hannah, I think you're on the money. I think they just go 1-year deals, with the exception of maybe Julius Randle. I think if they don't land the stars, then Julius Randle gets brought back into the fold and probably signed to a long-term contract. I don't even know how much he's going to cost though at this point.
I know that's something that I'm a little concerned about. But I mean, at this point, I just think you bring back Randle no matter what, honestly. And I know that Mark Cuban is going to offer him a huge contract. And I just really hope that the Lakers match it, because I know you've mentioned it tonight, but I think he's obviously our best player right now. And I just think he is on the cusp of just being a full-blown superstar.
Well, here's the one thing that has me slightly optimistic. Not a lot, but a little bit. Aaron Gordon is also a restricted free agent. And Aaron Gordon is, of course, the power forward for the Orlando Magic, and he's been playing very, very well this season. He was in the same draft class as Julius Randle. He actually went 4th overall. Julius Randle went 7th. So the question is, will teams perhaps turn to Aaron Gordon instead of Julius Randle? Might Aaron Gordon get offers first, and then Julius Randle kind of gets the leftovers? And there aren't that many teams with cap space out there. Dallas could very well be in love with Julius Randle, and maybe they make him a big offer. But from a Lakers perspective, you kind of have to hope that Aaron Gordon attracts most of the attention right out of the gate, and then the Lakers can kind of do their business and figure things out with the superstars, and then turn to Julius Randle and figure out what they're going to do there. So I'm hoping that Aaron Gordon will kind of take some of that attention away, but you never know. If a team does offer up a big deal to Julius Randle, the Lakers are going to have a tough decision to make there. The next question from looks like David Hayes. He's at Hayesman00. He said, is there a realistic chance Paul George would actually consider the Lakers if he is the only big name they get? I love this question. I think it's a great one and a very, very relevant one. Hannah, what do you think?
Yeah, that's going to be interesting. I mean, I think there is a pretty good possibility that we are going to be able to get Paul George. I think if we are able to get any free agent, I think he is probably our best bet. And I think he's the free agent that just fits the best with the team. I've mentioned this a few times, but I think he would just totally slide in for KCP's position. It would be easy peasy, lemon squeezy, and we'd be a very much better team. I think we would definitely be making the playoffs next year. I don't know if we'd be winning a championship, but I think we would definitely be able to, have some maybe a 6th, 7th spot, hopefully. If he's going to want to come, if he's the only big name, I'm not 100% sure. I really hope so. I think, again, that's just going to, come down to hopefully we're able to finish the season strong. Hopefully Brandon Ingram's able to come back soon and is able to play at a high level and really show that, he's going to be consistent and that even next season he's going to be better. I'm hoping Lonzo Ball is going to be able to, get it together and really be able to play at a high level to really show Paul George this. Julius Randle, there's still a ton of question marks. If I was Paul George, though, I would want to come to this team. I think it would be really exciting too. And I think the, position of him just being able to kind of come in and just instantly make this team better, I think it's a nice little thing. Hopefully he comes. And I think I don't want to, say anything to jinx it, but I wouldn't be too surprised if he did.
Yeah, I mean, this team has changed the perception of themselves. I definitely think compared to last season, they are getting out and running. They're having fun. They are playing very fast. They are defending really well this season, especially compared to last year. So, I mean, I certainly think they're an option. I think it's a much easier sell if you're packaging LeBron. If you can go to Paul George, you can say, hey, I know you're leaving Russell Westbrook, but we've got LeBron plus Lonzo plus Ingram plus these other pieces. Come join up and we can seriously contend for a title, especially if the Thunder get bounced early in the playoffs. That would certainly be a selling point. A little bit more difficult. You've got to sell him without LeBron. You have to sell him a little bit on, being in his hometown, being close to family, all that kind of stuff. And then sell him on these young guys trying to really make the leap. I mean, Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram getting better and better, Julius Randle. You could say, look how good we were this season. Add you to the mix, and then suddenly we could really have something here. So I wouldn't say it's unrealistic at all. I think it's realistic for them to perhaps land him, but I'm just saying it's not going to be easy. So we'll see how it goes. But yeah, that's where I'm at right now on Paul George without a second star coming in. And of course, you also would have to mention to him that, hey, we could still have cap space for 2019, so we could go get, say, maybe Kawhi Leonard or Jimmy Butler or somebody like that. So maybe you can get him on that factor.
If you've ever tried online dating, then you know that many times you've run into problems where you've received lazy messages, dead-end conversations, and random matches that just don't turn into dates. Many times people complain that online dating apps are just filled with a bunch of people wanting an easy hookup. But that is where eHarmony comes in. I recently actually made an eHarmony profile, and I was shocked at how easy it was. I was never a dating app kind of girl, but eHarmony is different. eHarmony is unlike any other online dating site. They take steps that other dating sites just don't in order to find you a more compatible match. And they are built to help you find lasting, meaningful relationships. They're not just a shallow hookup site that we are so accustomed to seeing nowadays. eHarmony uses years and years of science, data, and psychological research to send you the right matches. And they've helped over 1 million people find their match. Right now, my listeners can get a free month with eHarmony when they sign up for a 3-month subscription. All you have to do is enter my code LAKERS at checkout. So stop waiting and start your journey to a satisfying, meaningful relationship. It can be fun to play around with online dating apps, but when you're really ready to fall in love with someone and have a meaningful relationship, then there's only one app that's built to bring you real love, and that's eHarmony. Come see how easy eHarmony can change your life. Go to eHarmony.com and get started. And don't forget to enter my code Lakers at checkout.
All right, let's jump to the next one.
Okay, the next question is from at Hindi Karma, and he asks, if it comes down to keeping only one, either IT, Lopez, KCP, who should we keep, provided that this does not mess up plans to sign 2 max players or 1 max and JR?
Okay.
And I'm assuming Julius Randle.
Right, that's Julius. Yeah. That's got to be Julius Randle. I'm assuming it's not J.R. Smith. That's for sure.
Yeah, no, definitely not.
So if they're going to pick only one of them, I mean, maybe this is cheating, but I think the answer is whichever one will take a 1-year deal. I think that's what it would come down to. If one of them was willing to take a 1-year deal, then that's probably the one that gets kept. If they were all willing to take a 1-year deal or all situations were exactly the same, I don't know. It's a tough call, and maybe I'm way off base here. Maybe I'm crazy, but I'm kind of leaning Brook Lopez right now.
That's so funny that you say that. And I'm actually shocked because a couple weeks ago, I definitely would not have said that. But Lopez has been playing unbelievably late. I've been loving what I'm seeing from him. He's been shooting the ball amazing. So I think I would definitely say Brook Lopez. I could also see them doing IT just because he's, provides us with another guard. We're obviously a little bit weak at the guard position. I could see them doing that. But again, it's just going to really come down to if any of these guys are going to want to take these 1-year deals again.
Right. You know what? I mean, I guess it would be kind of cruel to move Brook Lopez away from Disneyland anyway.
Right.
So you can't do that. Plus, I mean, he's been critical to the Lakers' success. And here's the other thing. If we're looking at a scenario where you think the Lakers are keeping Julius Randle, where else are you going to find a 3-point shooting center that can space the floor to give Randle the kind of room to operate that Lopez does? I mean, you're not going to find one out there. You're not going to find one cheap that's willing to take a 1-year deal. So I say Brook Lopez not just because Brook Lopez has been playing good basketball, because all 3 of those guys certainly have their pluses and minuses. I've been pretty impressed with KCP lately. I thought he's been playing really well after some struggles this season. But overall, I think you take Lopez not just for his play, but for what he opens up for the rest of the team with his shooting. So that's the way I would lean. But again, I mean, like you said, it's going to come down to whichever one will take a 1-year deal. Next question, at Jared Bryant says, what do you think our best option is next year at the 5? Bring in another vet, re-sign Lopez to a cheaper option, I'm assuming cheaper contract is what he's meaning there, or stick with Zoo and Thomas Bryant. Could you roll with Zubac and Thomas Bryant as your center combo? What do you think, Hannah?
No, I think, obviously I like Zoo and Thomas Bryant, but they're not, the future of our centers. As of now, I don't know, what the next few years will bring, but as of now, we definitely have to have someone else. I think, honestly, re-signing Lopez, just for the things that you mentioned right before this, just because he fits in so well with Julius Randle, and I'm just going to pretend for right now that we, have done the smart move and we have re-signed Julius Randle. So I'm just going to pretend that for right now. I just think Lopez fits the best. He already knows our system, but it's just going to really come down to if he's going to be able to take that 1-year contract. Because I don't think the Lakers are going to want to re-sign him to a multi-year deal.
Well, and I suppose what I'm overlooking here is DeMarcus Cousins. I mean, if the Lakers do end up going after him, even though he tore his Achilles, he can step out and shoot the 3. Does that really, really well, actually. So there's potential there. Maybe they go with him, but otherwise, yeah, I think your best bet, assuming that you're not going after DeMarcus Cousins, would be to bring back Lopez. And I don't know what that contract looks like, but you bring him back, and then after that, you're looking to bring in somebody. You're looking to bring in a vet. You're trying to find a guy who can shoot, and then Zubac and Thomas Bryant can continue to back up that position. But yeah, I don't think you want to turn to Zubac and Thomas Bryant to hold down the starting job, at least not just yet. Both of them are still young enough to have plenty of potential, plenty of time to develop in this league, but they're just not quite there yet. The next one is looks like it's John Velez. It's at JOV1914. Then this is a question specifically to you, Hannah. So good thing I'm reading this one. It says, Hannah, how about DJ, so we're assuming that's DeAndre Jordan, of the Clippers to replace Nance? We stress defense, hate to come up empty this offseason. What do you think?
Well, John, I think this is an interesting question. I think this is just all going to come down to if we keep Julius Randle or not. Because if we keep Julius Randle, I don't know if him and DJ are going to be the best combination. Like you've mentioned, we're probably going to want a stretch five, and DJ's not really that guy. Obviously, he's a great defender we could always use. But in terms of what he's going to want, I don't know if the Lakers are going to be willing to pay him that. And I hate to say this because I do like DeAndre Jordan, but I would rather pay that to a guy who's going to be more of a shooter and is going to be more of that stretch five. I would much rather give, DeMarcus Cousins, if he's healthy, that kind of a contract. So I don't really know, but I do like DJ. So it's just all going to come down to Julius Randle. And right now I am fully on Randle Island. So I am just, trying to prepare for Randle being on the team, right? I've packed my bags and I've moved in.
All right. Welcome to Randle Island. Yes, it's a good place to be, and it's getting more and more crowded by the day. And I have a feeling we are going to be absolutely overflowing with guests here now that Julius just put up a career high against the Cavaliers.
I know it. It's like Hawaii over 4th of July weekend.
Exactly. And I agree. Yeah, I don't think DeAndre Jordan is the best fit, especially not next to Julius Randle. I do like the shot blocking ability, of course. I mean, there's a lot to like there. I like the ability for him to catch and finish lobs. Him and Lonzo tossing lobs to him. That's a nice big target for Lonzo to have. So I like that in theory. But agreed, I think they need somebody who can shoot. And I would stick with Brook Lopez for right now. Not that he's a better player than DeAndre Jordan, just that he's the better fit. All right, next one. I think you're up.
Okay. All right. Next question is from @GrayJamKills. That's an interesting Twitter handle name. And he asked, what should the Lakers look to pick up with the Cleveland draft pick? A stretch big, rim protector, a 3-and-D wing, backup point guard. What do you think?
Okay, so here's the thing on the draft pick questions, because we got a few of those tonight. I haven't started really digging into the college talent pool right now. I'm so focused on NBA, I don't have time to follow the college game as well. I'll start looking at March Madness and stuff like that, and then in the offseason I'll start really digging into these guys, so I'll be able to give you a better idea of who it is I think the Lakers should go for. Right now, I can't tell you anything more than just going on to the typical draft sites and things like that. As far as what skill set they should look for, I don't think it matters. I really don't think that at that draft position you worry about skill set at all. Late in the first round, you look for whatever talent you can find. You've got your draft board. If somebody drops that is higher on your board, let's say the Lakers pick 23rd. If you have a guy that's, say, 12 on your board and he's still sitting there at 23, you take him. If he's a point guard and you already have Lonzo Ball, but this guy is that good and you have him ranked up there, take him. I mean, that's what it is. You take the top talent that's on the board and you don't even worry about fit or anything like that. That's the way I'd approach it anyway. I mean, the Lakers did that with Ivica Zubac. He was ranked much higher on the board. I think they had him 16th the year that he was drafted, and they ended up getting him, I believe, at 32. Of course, we know Kyle Kuzma was ranked much higher on the Lakers draft boards. Jordan Clarkson was the guy they found late in the second round, and he was much higher on their board. So I think the Lakers keep doing what they're doing. Don't worry about the exact fit or anything like that. You just take whatever you think is going to be the steal talent-wise, and you go with that.
Exactly. I completely agree. I also have not really been, paying that close of attention to it. I'm going to start, like you said, when, March Madness comes up. But I completely agree. You just get the best player available, and then you don't really worry about what position or anything like that. Just whoever is the best player available, that's who you get.
Definitely. Okay. @Jason E. Brick says, has Josh Hart playing well before he got hurt changed your mind about trading Nance Jr. and Clarkson to Cleveland?
Oh, I mean, I'm still sad about the Nance and Jordan Clarkson trade. So, no, I mean, it's been great seeing Josh Hart, playing well. Unfortunately, with this injury, I'm sure he's probably going to be out for the remainder of the season, like you said. So it's definitely been nice seeing Josh Hart playing well, but it doesn't really change anything, in my opinion, about trading Nance and Clarkson.
Yeah, it didn't change my opinion at all. I still thought it was a good deal for the Lakers. I mean, his play hasn't changed my opinion whatsoever. We kind of saw flashes of this from Josh Hart. Of course, he is hurt right now, but if anything, I think Josh Hart playing well just makes Kentavious Caldwell-Pope a little bit more expendable next season, because you know that Josh Hart can do a lot of the same things that KCP does and kind of fill that same role. So I think that's more the impact of Josh Hart playing well, more than changing the perception of the Nance and Clarkson trade. Yeah, I don't think it really has any bearing on that whatsoever. All right, want to wrap it up? Final one?
Yes. All right. The last question is from @AFA_brain. And he asked, how do you feel about the RFA market will play out? Will players get a rude awakening? And what do you think Randle will get? Okay,
so RFA market, he's asking about the restricted free agent market. And it's always tough to figure out, because for teams, restricted free agency is a risk. Once you sign a player to a restricted free agent deal, the incumbent team has a set amount of time, I believe it's 48 hours right now, to match that offer. So if they match it, then you don't get the player, and you've had your money tied up where you can't go take it and offer it to other players. So you could lose out on other players. So historically, the Lakers haven't gone after restricted free agents because of that, because they don't want to tie their money up just to see another guy match. You waste all your time negotiating with a player, and really you're just doing the negotiating process for their incumbent team. And that's the situation the Lakers are in now with Randle. It's possible that, say, a team like Dallas negotiates a great deal with Randle, and then the Lakers go, oh, cool, thank you. You just did all the negotiating for us, and they match the offer, which could happen. So how do I think it will play out? I think that you're going to see the unrestricted free agents go first, just like we normally do. You're going to see the unrestricted free agents go off the board. And we're talking about the guys like, Isaiah Thomas and Brook Lopez, and of course, LeBron James and Paul George. Those guys, those are going to be the guys that teams go after first and foremost. And then you'll see Julius Randle and Aaron Gordon and the other restricted guys get targeted as teams that still have money left after the other unrestricted guys figure out what they want to do. So as far as Randle himself goes, what do I think he'll get? That's got to be going up every day. I mean, he's got to be getting a big offer. The only way that he doesn't is if somehow, like a team like Dallas that has cap space decides that they're just going to kind of hang on to it for next year, and so they decide not to risk it. Then things could get pretty dicey for Randle, because there's not a ton of money out there for him. So if he doesn't get a big offer from a team like Dallas or a team like, say, the Brooklyn Nets, I know they'll have some money, or somebody else like that. If he doesn't get a big offer from one of those teams, then he's left negotiating with the Lakers, potentially picking up his 1-year qualifying offer to become an unrestricted free agent the following summer, or possibly working out some sort of a deal for the Lakers, but they would definitely be in the driver's seat in that situation. So long answer, I know, but restricted free agent market is always interesting. It's never easy, and it's definitely, I think this is going to be one of the most fascinating ones, especially for Lakers fans, because of the Randle situation and the limited amount of cap space that's available.
Yeah, and it's so interesting, too, with the fans, because I think Randle, obviously he deserves it, but just his recent play has really gotten the fans, where a majority of them now who were totally fine with getting rid of Randle and weren't even really expecting him to be on the team next season, are now really campaigning for him to stay on. And I've just been seeing on Twitter, everyone's just tweeting the Lakers have to pay Randle. And there's even a guy who tweeted and he started the hashtag pay Randle. So the fans really want Randle to come back. So hopefully we're able to work it out, but it's definitely going to be interesting. I am on pins and needles, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's going to be one of the big storylines we're going to watch this summer, and of course, Paul George and LeBron James and all those guys too. But the Julius Randle situation, the Aaron Gordon with the Orlando Magic, these are going to be definite guys to keep an eye on as we get into the summer. Well, Hannah, you know what? That was an amazing win for the Lakers. A big uplifting victory, which they needed after that rough loss to the Denver Nuggets. And hey, these are the types of victories that the Lakers need. I was talking about this a month ago, 2 months ago, about how the Lakers needed to enter the offseason with momentum. They needed to be that team that picked up a few wins to really turn heads, and then enter the free agent period with some really positive vibes around the team. And that's what we're seeing happening right now. So got to be happy at this point. Got to be satisfied with the way the Lakers have been playing. Hannah, any final thoughts before we wrap it up here?
Oh no, it was a great game tonight, and hopefully we were able to get our revenge on the Denver Nuggets on Tuesday. That'll be a good game. I'm excited for that one for sure.
That's right. That's the next game on the Denver Nuggets, or on the Lakers schedule, is the Denver Nuggets on Tuesday. We get to see Jamal Murray again, who is quickly becoming one of Lakers fans' least favorite players. This is going to be a tough week here for the Lakers. You've got the Denver Nuggets on Tuesday, back to back on the road. You go up to Golden State to play the Warriors on Wednesday, and then the Miami Heat on Friday, who are not an easy team. The Indiana Pacers just moved into third in the Eastern Conference, and the Lakers travel to see them on the following Monday. So, yeah, I mean, this is a tough little stretch here in the Lakers' schedule, but hopefully they can still grind out a few wins. It wouldn't be awesome to see them pick up a win at Golden State after being so close to beating them a number of times this season.
Yeah, we need this win, and we need to beat Golden State. So it's going to be an exciting few games. I mean, hopefully the Lakers are going to be able to come away with the win. It's going to be an interesting little test to see how much they have improved. So I'm excited about it. It's going to be a good week for Laker fans, that's for sure.
All right, well, that should wrap things up for today. With me today was Hannah Kulik. Make sure you guys go follow her on Twitter at Hannah_Kulik. My name's Trevor Lane. You can find me on Twitter at Trevor_Lane. And of course, go check out LakersNation.com for all the latest breaking Lakers news. We'll be back next Monday with another show. We'll be talking about everything going on in the world of the always interesting Los Angeles Lakers. Till then, see ya.